basically psychologically groomed.
Yeah, psychologically.
Yeah, I was going to say,
war.
it isn't just a new thing. They've been perfecting this for a while.
Oh yeah,
I mean, it's
China.
Yeah.
It's become state media.
The
is what it's
USSR.
become. You know, they all have. I'm sure you've seen the montage of all the different news cycles you hear. They send out the same press release to every news agency in the country, and the only thing that changes is they mix the words up a little bit in the presentation.
Right.
But
The script.
The motive is the same, and I just, you know, you look at what happened all across the country. People standing on overpasses alongside the road. I mean, you know, if more people would just stand up and, you know, share their pride in this country, it's okay to be proud of America.
really.
Yeah, it is.
It
And
is.
that's the whole point of this movie.
Y'all aren't under any disillusionment about America's past or history or some of the
Actually, I know you probably grew up in the age when they actually taught true history, and I came up fortunately they hadn't started removing or pandering to the narrative. When I came up through school, you know, we were taught actual our history of the country, you know, and yeah.
I feel like there's so, and again, coming from this other side, I feel like, you know, people hear someone saying I love America, and it's almost like they take it as a disregard for any of the blemishes this country has, you know, should be accountable
of course,
for.
I mean, we've all made bad mistakes, bad judgments in our lives. I mean, you know, the thing is we've progressively gotten better.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, you take
Everybody wants to
racism.
come here.
You take racism. I was telling him there was a fella killed in my hometown by the police, a white guy, and you have heard nothing about it. Nothing. A lot of people in the area have never even heard about it.
Because it doesn't fit the
And who
narrative.
cares about the circumstances? It doesn't matter if a black guy gets killed. It doesn't matter why. If they're killed by the police, it's national news. Okay?
Right.
Cities get burnt down. You know, there's rioting all over the country, and nobody does anything about it. But a group of people show up at the Capitol, and then it's not okay. Now, what happened there is not okay. Okay? The people that didn't enter that building or try to enter that building, they're like you and they're like me.
From both sides of the aisle.
You know?
Yeah.
So again,
So you're not condoning any criminal activity on January 6th.
100% not. I mean, that's not why I was there.
Do you think you were there?
I went there to do the same thing that
Wow.
I'm doing here.
So did you walk with them down to the Capitol, or?
Well, I walked down the mall, you know, and
Yeah.
my understanding was there was a scheduled protest at the Capitol anyway.
Okay.
So it's not like, you know, everybody was, you know,
Storming the Capitol. They
So
weren't
here's
storming
my
it.
experience, okay? So I left the monument before Trump was done and walked down there and heard a concussion grenade. I got on
Whoa.
and watched Oreo Express, and, you know, everything was already happening. So I get up there. The security that they had to keep people away from it was a green snow fence. If you don't know what a snow fence is, it's a little plastic fence that has little squares in it, okay? So,
I'm sorry, what's your name?
My name's Joe.
Joe. We're here with Joe. Joe was down in Washington, D.C. during January 6th, and he's talking about his personal experience there, in case you're just tuning in. I'm sorry, go ahead, Joe.
Yeah. You know, and there was such a diverse crowd there. I mean,
I saw it on TV.
yeah, you know, there was a lady, she was probably 70 years old. She came underneath the video platform and took a break. You know, so I talked to her a little bit. I talked to another lady, same thing. She drove straight from Montana. I think she was 70-ish too. And, you know, I look to the older people because they've been around a lot longer than I have. You know, so they've seen, you know, this rapid progression of, I don't know what you want to call it, but just a decline in the country.
It's nice to meet you.
Take care, man.
Jared, nice to meet you.
Thanks for your support.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You know, so I just,
I mean, it's radicalism, isn't it?
no,
I mean,
100%. 100%.
It's like there's always going to be radicalism, but it's slowly ramping up more and more.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, leaving the Capitol that day, you know, everybody was in good spirits, you know, regardless of, you know, in spite of what happened, and you didn't see people fighting or stuff getting broken, and I don't know, you know, some people might think
except at the Capitol where the shenanigans took place.
Well, right.
You're saying it
once it was over,
right?
And nobody
went out and took it anywhere else.
Busting windows out on the way back to our cars.
Right.
I mean, so you know, and I'm sure that people would think that this is radical, but if it's radical to be proud of my country, then hey, I'm a radical. You know?
The people that come in the chat room, they see the Trump flags, they see the F Biden flags, they recognize, as I do, there's a lot of faith-based people out here that express themselves. Right. In fact, there's someone talking out here in the morning. It was talking about homosexuality in the Bible. Obviously, that's going to ruffle some feathers.
Sure.
But at the same time, I spoke with another man who kind of thought the same way. And he also said, but it's a free country.
Right.
I can think it's a sin, and I can have that right in my head, and I'm going to treat somebody else respectfully anyway, but I don't have to like it, and that's what he feels like he's fighting for. Like, he can't even not like it.
Look, that's the beauty of this country. It's independence. Everybody's entitled to think what they want to think. If everybody thought the same, I mean, I'm not sure that I would enjoy that. In fact, I know I wouldn't.
I mean, everything that I've seen down here, you tell me if I'm wrong. You know, they're allowing some people to speak at these meetings. You know, if some progressives for freedom wanted to come down to the Convoy and run a yoga meeting, I'm not trying to be funny, but you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I don't think they'd care. I mean, I think they would celebrate
you
it.
Would.
I don't. A yoga meeting? I don't know.
No,
that wouldn't go well.
Yoga meeting, but you know, being whatever you called yourself.
Former Trump deranged
president, or president, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I think the Trump thing, this isn't about Trump. Trump's gone. Trump's been gone for over a year. I think if you take Trump's name out of history when it's written, or even if you took it out now, there wouldn't be this issue. Okay? If you just said the 45th president and the things that happened under his, you know, term, people would think, wow, you know, that's fantastic. So
that's the other thing I'm trying to get some of them to see is, you know, he did contribute more to historic black universities than any president. He did the First Step Act, which, if I remember correctly, that was something Democrats talked about all the time, but they never did anything about it.
Well, they had to renew their money for the Black College Association or whatever it is. They had to renew every year, go back and ask for money, you know, and I think he gave them a deal for like 10 years. Right. If you know what money you're going to have for 10 years as opposed to every year, man, you can do so much more with it.
Yeah.
It's like two people that have separate incomes. They come together. If they keep their funds separate, you cannot do as much as if you bring it together.
Right.
You know, so I don't know. I mean, I'm a 10th grade dropout. But, you know, this country, I've got a business of my own. I've been self-employed for 20 years. And, you know, I just feel like if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Right, right.
You know, I stopped on the street corner the other day. There's a couple kids with a hot chocolate stand. So I got out. I like to talk to people.
Right.
And, you know, I just said, hey, what's your all's goal? You know, obviously you're out here for a reason. And they said, well, we're trying to move up to a hot dog cart. And I was like, right on, man. You know, right on.
Good for them.
And they just happened to be black kids. And, you know, I think that engaging, particularly with the younger folks, you know, they don't buy into the narrative that all white people are racist. You know, I mean, there's a lot of people that I don't like that are, you know, I don't like most people, honestly. You know, I don't care if they're black, white, or whatever. So, I don't know. It's an interesting time for this country. You know, I'm a little bit fearful of where we go from here. You know, what's the end game? Can somebody tell me 10 years from now, where does...
The government just tells us what to do, I think, through big tech, and they just shoot it. This is weird. I taught concepts of engineering to a middle school class, which is kind of shop class, basically. Right. And this was 5-6 years ago. And you know, I always like to try to get them aware of what their social media stuff is doing to them, and what it's, you know. And I feel like weird now that I was trying to give them like the worst case scenario just to kind of wake them up.
Sure.
And you know, I was like, you know, in the future, like that cell phone is just going to tell you what to do. It's going to be rude to even question it. I didn't realize I was a prophet.
Right. Yeah, you're sharing the future, right? I mean, that's scary. And they talk about, you know, technology progressing at a, you know, 10 years in a year, and it's scary. You know, I've got a couple of kids, 3 of them, and the youngest is 20, and, you know, we tried to, you know, refrain from, you know, they weren't too happy that they were the last ones in their cliques to get cell phones.
Oh,
you know,
good for you. Yeah.
It's just not necessary. You know, if you need a phone, your friends have one, use it.
Yeah.
You know, so who knows? You know, the COVID thing. I've got 2 kids that are in the National Guard. They had to get the jab. I mean, you know, they made a commitment to serve. They're a little more subject to government authority, so I get that. Did they
want it?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay, so they wouldn't have taken it if they had the choice. Okay.
You know, and I really don't care if anybody does it. You know, if somebody wants to smoke crack or shoot heroin, good for you. If that's what you want to do it.
Free country.
Yeah. So, you know,
Biden's sending some crack pipes to people so they can. Sorry.
I mean, you know, you go from a needle exchange to crack pipes. I mean, you know, just provide the heroin and the crack as well. You know, I mean, why not?
That's too bad.
So, where are you from?
I'm originally from Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
I grew up in the sticks outside McLeod. It's a tiny town east of Oklahoma City, about an hour.
Okay.
But I've lived in Texas most of my life.
Okay.
So I grew up in Houston.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I lived down there for a year.
That's all right.
I've got family in Kingwood.
I'm really glad I'm in Texas now with all this craziness going on.
Yeah.
We've moved on. You know,
Right.
I just flew here because I had to, but I haven't flown since COVID.
Okay.
And it's like a different world. Like, okay, we're all scared again. I got to put on my mask, and oh well.
Not scared.
You know? Yeah.
Look, that's the other thing. I wore a mask maybe 15 times during this whole thing, and most of it was when I took my mother-in-law to the doctor. You know, you see what's coming out of my mouth?
Yeah.
Stop that, please. Try.
Yeah.
You cannot stop that.
Not even through the mask.
And look,
Yeah.
anytime I've ever been sick, I've stayed away from people.
Right. You pre-COVID, I always tell people, like, I didn't see people spitting in people's faces.
Right.
I didn't see people getting up. People like it is interesting how there seems to be people who want to solve problems that don't exist, and that causes more problems.
Oh,
That's all it does.
100%. Yeah. So, you know, I mean, I don't know.
Well, I mean, we appreciate you talking with us, Joe. If you're just joining us again, we're speaking with Joe here at the Hagerstown Speedway. Joe was actually up at the Trump rally, I guess we'll call it, January 6th. I mean, that was what it was. And he was too close for comfort. Sounds like he heard a concussion grenade, and I think stayed away from the trouble.
I should say I did put a mask on because of the tear gas, but as ironic as that is, I had one in my pocket.
Is that true?
That is true.
You were, how close were you? Was it? Did you get?
Close.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I was at the video stand.
Wow. Did you see the scuffle? I mean, could you see up on the? Oh wow.
100%.
Wow.
I've got.
And not condoning a bit of it.
Oh no,
ridiculous.
not at all. I mean, you know, but I had a right to be there.
Sure.
You know, I didn't act like an idiot.
But you probably don't think it rises to the level of an insurrection.
Honestly, I've never heard of insurrection until now.
Well, I think there was one in Seattle where they set up a autonomous zone. The Chaz Chop zone. That, to me, that was a legit insurrection.
Right.
They
well,
just said.
I guess I don't even know what an insurrection is. So.
I think it just means you're going to overthrow the government. I think that's what it means. The intention is to literally like take the government out and replace it with somebody else. But
I mean, I think that
you weren't there for that, though.
No. I mean, I was just there to share my pride in this country and, you know, share that, there's a lot of things that need to change in this country. You know, people say, oh, well, you have to wait till you vote. Yeah, you do have to wait till you vote, but everybody that's there has been voted for. So,
yeah,
you know, I just, you know, everybody's, not everybody, but
well, yeah, not Fauci.
they get there and they want to stay.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
to be there for 20 or 30 years, I don't think that, you know, you're not keeping up with the times. Culture changes, people's needs change, and being 56, I know I'm stuck in my ways. You know, and I can come around, but so I don't know. It's just it is what it is, and the only way things are going to change is if you do something different. And here we are.
Yeah, maybe this is a start. I know a lot of these people really appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate what you're doing.
Well, no, I mean, you're doing more than me. You're getting it out to the masses.
I hope so.
You know, this is reality TV.
Yeah.
This is reality TV. This
real
is
stuff.
The reality of what's going on here, not what you hear on the news. You know, the guy says, oh, they're feverishly, you know, running the Beltway. Feverishly? What does that mean?
I don't even know what that means.
What does that mean?
I don't know what that means.
So you have things like that, you know. You know, the cowboy kid, you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's afraid to express himself amongst his peers.
Yeah.
That's not right.
Why wouldn't he
That's
be?
not right.
I have friends just like that.
Yeah.
They've come to me. They've admitted they voted for Trump, and
Right.
they don't want to tell anybody. Yeah,
Right.
really.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, you know, if you voted for somebody, I would think that you would be proud of it. And
You would hope.
you know, everybody wanted to rip on Trump, but they're not bragging about, you know, Biden if they voted for him.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I told my friends I'm just not that type of person. As soon as I got to that point, I go, guys, I'm thinking I'm gonna vote for Trump. You guys are crazy.
I've got a patriotic truck sitting out front there, and on the bottom of it, it says stand for something or fall for anything.
Yep.
So here I stand.
Well, I appreciate it, Joe.
Yeah.
Very
Nice
much so,
talking to you,
man. Yeah.
And I'm sure I'll see you around. I'll
Absolutely.
Be
You have
watching your video.
anything else you want to say? Just grab me. That's what I'm here for.
I'll drop it down in your. You got a Cash App on your.
I do, but don't give anything if you don't
Oh
have
no,
it.
I've given a little bit to everybody. So.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, you bet.
I appreciate the gesture.
And anybody else out there that wants to support these guys should do so.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Joe.
This guy's such a fucking grifter. Sorry for cursing, YouTube.
Getting close
Has it been 10
Had a nice
minutes?
discussion. I'm so glad we always start the day with a good discussion. Seems like it's a regular occurrence. Appreciate y'all joining, Roberto. I see through you guys. Old hippie, thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Cam, thank you for joining us. Oana, sorry I'm enthralled in the conversation. And I appreciate donations going on. Appreciate that very much. Appreciate that, Thomas. Thomas, you're a good guy. Appreciate you helping me out. I will give my shout outs. Alabama's back. Thank you very much for coming back. JT, Uncle Charles, I appreciate it.
Hey, Christy.
We got a gathering going on. I think people are anxious to find out what's going on. Anxious for the announcement. Thank you, Mike, for joining us. Jonathan, JT, I'll try to get to the chats as soon as I can. Just checking out the quality of the stream.
Carry it, and those of us that don't have the shot, if we get tested positive, we have to take time off. If the people take time off that are tested that have the shot, they get their money reimbursed.
Did
We
I
have
put
to
too
use our
many
FMLA
screens on the
time.
screen? I lost
So with my wife,
3
she
viewers.
almost died from getting a shot because her work pushed her into it. So we've been in the hospital twice now, where she spent a couple days in the hospital. So now I've burnt my FMLA because I had COVID once I was sick for a day and a half.
Sweet if you keep it
Was
above
off for
10.
days.
That'd be
I had to
awesome.
burn my leave, and now if she's back in the hospital, I've already burnt 2 weeks of my leave. But the guys that have the shot, they don't have to burn any other person.
Y'all know I don't get hardly any donations now, right?
I don't think that's
I'm doing
fair to
away with the
anybody.
legendary
We can all carry
shit.
it. We can all pass
Too
it.
much work for me.
Doesn't matter if you have the shot or not. And the evidence has showed that the shot's doing more harm.
So when you refer to FML, that's family medical leave for those people who don't understand.
Yeah.
It's too much
So you
recognition
have
for
to
you
use some of
guys
your family
constantly
medical leave.
having that shit
You have to
chat.
pay for those days.
Beginning and end of every
that-
stream. Yeah, I'm done with that.
Excuse me, those days that you didn't go to work, but other people that have the shot don't have to use that. They have special.
They use their sick leave and then it gets reimbursed.
Gets reimbursed.
Yeah, I just want to get that story out there because just because the news is saying everything's going away, there's still people out there that are getting treated unfairly. And at the bottom of it, you're taking one group and treating them different than another group, and that's discrimination.
And that's why you're here fighting for that.
That's what I'm here. My whole motivation started with my wife getting sick and what she went through.
What was her side effects of the shot? You mentioned it.
She ended up with the myocarditis, extremely high blood pressure. She went into some AFib heart rhythms, and when she got sick with just a regular stomach bug here a week and a half ago, she ended up back in the hospital for a night because it flared that myocarditis back up again. And they are actually concerned at one point she had a blood clot from it. And they said that this could just be an ongoing thing because of that. You know, it's hard to see your wife sick and not come out and do something, and to see this many people doing this, taking their time away from their family, money away from their family, to fight for those of us that, you know, can't do that. It would be selfish for me not to take a couple hours when I can to be here to support them.
Thank you so much for your service as a fireman.
For following all this and getting us on the air and getting people's stories out.
And thank you for sharing your story with me.
I only got 2,300 so far, but it's still early.
People's Convoy.
People's Convoy, yeah.
Remind the government they work for us.
Yeah, there you go, guys.
We're working for freedom.
These
Gentlemen are some of the finest I've ever met. The love is outstanding. Today about to be a good one.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
I was gonna say these guys are with Rebel News.
This camera's way off, dude.
Yeah, they're not reporters.
No.
You're
Propagandists.
Propagandists.
Never mind. Good on that.
Yep.
Hey Nathan, where'd you move?
Yeah, I never seen a Facebook message You're in Ohio?
Oh yeah,
I got on.
I joined them like last week, I think.
I know it. Somebody's put it in my comments. Let me clarify. We watched that whole video last night from the hotel.
I watched it too.
And I'm like, dude, you know what? I get it. Like, the guy could probably do some, probably has some relevant claims and some stuff that he's talking about. But when you just go, oh, I don't know this person, so this person's that. I don't know this person, then you've just lost all your relevancy. Like, and you won't, like, not that they won't.
He's talking about that guy from the other day, that ant guy.
I mean, if he actually watches what I do prior to all this, we back and support the blue 150%.
Oh yeah. No, like I told my audience, I told my audience, I go, me and First Responder probably have different political views, but I can tell you what, he's not Antifa. I've watched him. He lives 2 hours away from me. I've watched him for a while. Then I will have to drag him.
I think I sent you a little, I don't know if you guys go back and read your comments.
Yes.
I appreciate what you have done, not to take this away from him, but I've listened to a lot of
People go back and read their comments. I don't believe that. There's time for that.
Amen. Well, I'm just here to bring you guys an unbiased without my political views.
You know, we had to tell him at first, hey, you're wearing too much black bloc. You gotta come out and look normal. We're at a trucker convention.
Right.
So we went over to Kohl's and we took care of it.
Okay.
It's just amazing what people
that guy. Just what I went on there yesterday and told him, you know what, bro, you're chasing clout. If you want some support, just reach out to us and we'll get you some more viewers.
Yes, yeah, I can get you a couple thousand overnight if I should give you a shout out. But that's not like don't start bashing people here that are trying to do a good job and been away from home for 21 days. That's not cool.
Oh my God, the bleeding hearts have been away from their home for 21 days having summer camp.
This guy that was doing a YouTube video calling him in, telling me that I'm just new on the scene, and he brings you up. He didn't say nothing too bad, but he was like, I don't know about the Sassman guy.
They're staying in hotels. Oh, the horror.
Yeah.
No, there's this other guy that just ripped me.
I don't even think Oreo has family. Got a dog, maybe. He left it all by himself.
Yeah. His family knows what he's saying, but nobody else does.
Exactly. And they wanted me to shut up. They only watched it. Oh, man, what do we got?
No, this guy literally made a map like at the FBI scenes, pointing everybody to this big circle. You have lines coming this way, lines coming this way. I mean, this guy put in the effort.
Oh, he got all conspiracy theory with it.
That.
That's that part.
God bless him, you know what I mean? Hey.
Are we still on today, or?
I'm not stay behind.
Okay.
I gotta do an oil change. I gotta do.
They're talking about that dude I started
and
the
then I gotta
stream
figure
with
out
2 days ago. Or was that yesterday?
What's gonna happen with me?
Yesterday? Actually, it was yesterday, huh?
Which way are you pointing?
I don't know what happened with I'm not a streamer by radio.
Yo, thanks for 15 hours cash
You want to go
registered.
to DC, huh?
You say 15 hours of your time, man. Never gonna get that back.
That's not that big a secret.
Sorry.
I'm better than that speaker. I've been having over here somebody.
It's going
Down here in a minute.
Ah.
Progression. Hi, everybody. Just a little
Hey, Mark.
Hi, 3,000 people that I just said hi to. I'm gonna go grab a bullhorn.
Dude, I swear that these truckers, they think that because they have all these viewers on the cameras,
No, what happened?
that's how many people are there. Like, you know what I mean? You hear how he said 3,000 people are there? We told the senators that 10,000 people were in this parking lot. At the max, was 200 to 300. But you heard him just say, hey, 2,000. And now he's saying hey to the 2,000 to 3,000 people on Sass Night stream. He's considering those the people that are there. He must be if he came up with that 10K number before.
Wow.
I've done nothing to try to, be fair.
Wow.
So, but it all ended well.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, he's going to school.
That's everything I
You
say.
probably didn't bring up that one dude, the ant
I
dude.
bet you do. Have Brian do it for you.
Yeah, you want to do my schoolwork today?
You got some schoolwork.
Schoolwork, what subject?
Business administration right now. Accounting class. And,
No on the account.
so,
What else?
what else I got to do? Business law.
Huh?
Business law
Business laws?
class I'm taking.
Probably help you on that one a little bit. I'm making stuff up, but I mean, you'd only be so wrong.
Yeah.
Just the 39th Amendment covers that.
Whatever.
39.
39th Amendment. Yeah. He said he was going to be making stuff up. Yeah.
I mean, we could start writing on the amendment, right?
Yeah.
Why not?
How you doing, Stan?
That's the way it works now.
Hey, if they can take him away, we can...
more minutes, everybody. A few more moments.
Yeah, it's working great. It's working great.
Why are we waiting a few more moments? What is happening?
Test. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Test. Trucker G is late.
Sugar G is late.
Oh, Trucker G's pulling your trailer? Right on. Trucker G's leading the charge today. Good morning, everybody. Can everybody hear me all right? I feel like I'm yelling. Need to turn it up. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Volume up. Volume, 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 volume. Altitude. The G ride. Oh, hey, that sounds better. Is that louder? Oh yeah. Yeah, nice. Those of you on that trailer, you're gonna get jolted.
We need one more like to get 10 people up in here.
I shouldn't have warned you. That would have been kind of funny to watch.
You just like it, just even if you don't like it.
You're welcome. I mean, I warned you, so it's no longer funny, but it would have been funny at that moment. All your live streams would have just seen you guys tumble. You're like, what happened? Anyways, we're going to open up this morning with a prayer by one of the other convoy organizers. He came and joined up with us and has been working diligently to help us mesh the two together. Mr. Kip.
Morning, everyone. Let's go to the Lord in prayer. Heavenly Father, we come before you this morning, Lord, knowing that we're two or more are in agreement. There you are in the midst of them, Father. Symbolically, this week indicates the 7 tours around the walls of Jericho. 6 have been made. Today will be the 7th. Lord, as we descend upon that city in prayer, believing that you'll move on it after that 7th turn, Lord, blowing those horns and praying. Father, we just ask that you be with all of us. We ask that that change be instilled upon our country. We ask that all of our drivers be protected. Safety this morning. Safety at home. Favor at home. Peace at home. And Father, for whatever their journey shall end here, we just ask that they leave knowing that they did everything they could do and they did it right to honor you, Father God. In Jesus' name we give thanks and praise. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Kip. Oh, good morning, everybody. Place your hand over your heart, please, and divert your attention to, let's go with this American flag right here. Hold that up nice and high for me. All together, Pledge of Allegiance.
Your Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Freedom! Thank you, guys.
Under God! Freedom!
Well,
don't they know the Pledge of Allegiance is racist?
I'm like afraid if I say it, I'm like Christopher Wallace, and that, yeah, I'm not doing that. That ended badly for him.
Maybe William Wallace.
William Wallace, yeah. William Wallace, sorry. You're right.
But Christopher Reeves.
Well, shoot, man. Good morning, everybody. Y'all seem tired. I said good morning, everybody. Good morning. There it is, I think. Well, the last 2 days have been something else. We had our own little version of Valley Forge, I think, with that snowstorm coming in, trying to keep everybody warm. A lot of folks are back here now from the weekend and have come back, checked out of hotels, and made their way back in here, or still are. Today we're going to hit the road again. There's some changes going on. I'm going to let Mr. Mike Landis talk about those changes here in a moment. I'm going to just put him on standby, just stand there aimlessly with his hands in his pocket for fun.
Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Mike. Mike. Morning.
Morning, Mike. I just wanted to say again, before I hand it over to Mike, and he'll wrap it up, but I wanted to say again, and I know I've said this almost every time I'm up here probably, but from the bottom of my heart, a huge thank you to everybody over the weekend that stepped up and helped these families keep warm, to help the children that were here in the convoy be protected, and those of you that said prayers throughout the weekend that everybody stay safe, and to help keep the strength of the convoy going, and myself and the other co-organizers. And you know, your prayers are definitely felt. They are definitely felt. And I honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. This is personal. This isn't Convoy. This is Brian Brozzi. I just honestly want to say thank you. And I don't know where we'd be today without all of you here and all that support and that help. I doubt we'd be this far along. So seriously, thank you, everybody. And we do have a long road. We have a long road ahead of us. And I know that we're losing some folks again today to head back home because they got to work or they got other obligations like to their families. And again, it's okay. Just come say bye. Just come say bye. Let me give you a hug and say goodbye to you. But when you do get home, remember the fight doesn't stop because you're home. There's still a lot of work to do at your home states as well. I know that when I get on the other side of this, I'm going to be helping to organize the state of Ohio. And the state of Ohio, we're going to go down to the state capitol. We will go to the state capitol in Ohio. And I'm being told the same thing with Connecticut. The bottom
It sounds
line
like
is,
he
wherever
knows they're
you're
going to
from,
lose. So he's going to have to
home
fight
when
when he
it's
goes
time,
back home.
When you need to. When we're on the other side of this, when we win this, go home and organize your state. Because the fight doesn't end. We still need the transparency.
You saved it.
If they don't end the vaccine mandates for those that are still mandated, like your healthcare workers, your federal employees, your students trying to go to college, or even your military personnel. Until that ends, the fight's not over. Until we end the state of emergency, the fight's not over. So if it works out that it's time to go home here for whatever reason that may be, personal or as an organization through meetings and whatever else, shaking hands, if the day does ever come, if it ever comes, when you go home, remember the fight's not over. Remember to organize your state. Remember to work together. Well, the best piece of advice I'd give after all the things that we've been through putting this together was don't work against each other. Work with each other. Work with each other. And even though you might have differences of opinions on how to do it, find a way to meet in the middle. If you start a group in your home state to try to organize it, but then there's another group in your same home state trying to organize it, make contact. Figure out how to work together. Plan it out together. Over the next couple days, I'm going to be trying to work on a kind of like a how-to packet. I don't know what it looks like yet. I don't know how soon I'm going to get it done, but I'm going to start working on it as soon as I can. I'm going to fire up the laptop, start putting it together. And every state is different. Their processes are different on how to get your permits to the state capitol. Your law enforcement agencies are different. Blue states versus red states act differently on some of this stuff. But it will put out some sort of packet, punch list packet. And hopefully that will help guide you and your state into what we need you to do at your state capitals. Just remember to work together. The other piece of advice I would offer is always speak the truth. Always speak the truth. And always, always speak from the heart. Amen. Never change who you are. Never change who you are. Better yourself, absolutely, every day. Every day, strive to be better than what you are now. Every day, strive to be better. But don't change who you are. Don't let the media or opposition frustrate you or drive you into a hole where you become a person that you don't recognize. Don't let other state leaders force you to become somebody you're not. Just find that middle ground and figure out how to work together. Mike and I have both experienced all of that above. We've changed a little bit ourselves and had to find who we are again. We've worked with some really talented people in the process of putting this thing together. We also were forced to cut some people out of the process. Not everybody has good intentions. Not everybody even knows that what they're doing is harmful to it. Sometimes you have to make decisions that are hard, that hurt people's feelings. But as long as you speak the truth and you speak from the heart, you'll be able to get it done. And the people that are there for the right reasons will still stick around. They'll show up and they'll be there. Those that had the ulterior motives are the ones that won't show up. Well, that's okay. I'm going to end it at that. I know it's a little somber, not really pumping you up. I'll let Mike do that part. But that's what I'm offering here. I'll help any state I can possibly help. I hope that we do it all on the same day across the nation. But if not, for whatever reason, then so be it. Just so long as you stand up. Just so long as you get your state to stand up. For those of you that are leaving today, I love you. I'll miss you. And I'm happy that you're a part of my family. And I hope that you feel the same way about me. That's all I got today until tonight. Tonight I promise I'll be a little bit more pumped up. But I just wanted to get those words out while I was feeling it this morning.
Send reinforcements.
Send reinforcements, absolutely. If you guys know anybody that wants to come on down, get them to come on down. But thank you, everybody. I love you all. If you're leaving, make sure you come say goodbye. Mike.
Wow, that's the first time I didn't hear him say they work for us.
They work for us!
Time to remind your governments around the world that they work for us!
There you go!
Okay, now we can carry on. I feel better. I got one question for everybody that's here after reading an article last night. Can you hear me now? I got one question for the people here after reading an article last night. Who here feels that they've been racially discriminated against since they've been a part of this movement? Right. I think the only thing that's been racially discriminated against is the movement itself by the media. Yeah.
Is that an article that came out for real?
Yeah, on NBC.
NBC?
Yeah, NBC. Actually, the middle of the article was great because they talked about how everybody's come together, but the ending was, well, I'm not allowed to say that word.
Did they seriously do that?
Yeah. I'll show it to you.
Hey, this thing worked? Yeah. Hey, NBC, maybe you should come down here once.
At any rate, so I'm glad to see that everybody that's here is still here. We've had a very idle weekend, and I always like to say that idle minds are the devil's playground, so I'm glad to see that everybody stuck it out. I know some people were thinking of leaving. They were getting discouraged because, as I said yesterday, this is going to be a long process. So, today we're going to change up the route for the convoy just a little bit so you guys get a better glimpse of what the swamp looks like. We're going to continue on our normal way down 495, and then we're going to exit onto 395 and go straight past the Pentagon and the Washington Monument. And then continue on back down 295, back to 495, and finish our loop and come back here. Now, to me, that symbolizes exactly what Kip said here about Jericho and the 7 laps that we've been talking around the walls, because today we're getting right next to their walls. Hopefully they start paying a little more attention. We'll see. But it's a start. We're not going to go in and throat punch them just yet, even though I know we'd all love to do that. But you guys will get to see a sight that is pretty awesome to see once you get past the Pentagon and come across the bridge across the Potomac, and that Washington Monument looks like it's forever reaching up into the sky off to your left. What we're going to do is send the cars out first. Trucker G is going to pull my trailer with that flag and lead everybody. We're going to go cars, and then motorhomes, and then the trucks. So just make sure we're going to stay single file line today. We're not going double wide because it gets kind of tight running up through there when you get to the city. So stay single file, don't jump out, don't pass, and follow the guy in front of you.
Lights on, trailer?
Yeah, turn your lights on, no flashers, okay, because flashers can cut out brake lights. But turn all your headlights and marker lights on, and let your flags fly and let your horns blow, and let them know that we're going by when we get up through there. I'm sure we'll have the bridges covered again. And as far as fuel goes, we're going to see about getting a fuel truck to come out so we don't have to go to the truck stop all the time and get fuel. I'm going to work on that today. I'm going to call G and let him know if you guys are going to have to go in and get fuel today if we can't get the truck here by today. So once again, when it comes to fuel, pay attention and follow Trucker G because he'll know the way. One lap with coming up with taking the extra time to go up and down 395. Maybe tomorrow we'll circle around it twice. I don't know yet. Nah, I prefer just bobtails for today.
Flashers, though, if we're exiting out the convoy?
Yeah, if you got to exit out of the convoy for any reason, put your four-ways on a couple times and then, you know, your turn signal for whichever way you're going so they know not to follow you. If you have to pull over for some reason, I realize everybody has to, you know, use the bathroom in the woods or whatever maybe, but there's that. If anybody has any car trouble, get on the radio or get someone flagged down so we can get one of the mechanics out to you. And just stay, you know, as always, keep your heads on a swivel. Look for, you know, the people that don't like what we're doing and tell them they can go pound sand. Other than that, we're going to leave here probably about 10 o'clock is what we're going to try. So get your stuff prepared and get the cars up here and the motorhomes and have the trucks follow out behind and everybody be safe. I look forward to having you back here for tonight. We got one more thing for you here quick. Hold on.
Thank you, brother. Y'all ready to start this awesome day off with some patriotic poetry? Did I hear something? Listen, I wrote this poem about a year ago, but this is my first time ever reading it. It's one thing about America. We are bold. And I pray this poem inspires your heart. I'm going to spin a track to this, and I have the rights to do so, so it won't be shut down.
Oh, I will on one.
All right, is that cool?
Even
do a
though
sound
he
check?
has the rights, but
yeah, we don't.
We get hit. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Order Express and do the same thing.
Sorry, guys, that would have taken our watchers taking our shoes down.
Oreo Express, and there's Julius. I haven't got to see.
No, I'm not Julius. I'm Joe with First Responder.
Nice to meet you guys. Thank you for coming out. Oh, he's out.
Morning.
Such triumphs to fulfill a divine plan beyond the scope of the mind of man, known of God before even the world began. Birth within the soul of patriots of old, who suffered and died, some were free, some were bound with cruel chains, sold as slaves from their motherland. Yet in the glorious providence of God, America was birthed. She came forth with lungs full of life, crying, let freedom ring, let freedom ring. It remains her theme, America, the beautiful, bold, refuses to fold from her first days till now. She has endured epic wars, endless battles. She prophetically arises, confronts her own mistakes, and remains in the never-ending embrace of the living God. The God of Abraham, of Isaac, and Jacob. The God who called her forth within the hearts and minds of those who deeply desire to worship Him. From within the deep places of their soul, this then brought the battles and revolutionary war. When conscience was convicted to stand against the tide of the rule of men, songs and poems and countless hymns written in the pages of yesterday, they testify of the truth yet today. It must be that America had to come forth with wars and turmoil. For evil must be challenged, denied have the right to pillage the human race in their conscience. America was birthed to answer this call, to first face her own atrocities. Would make her strong, would be the
As you can see, they're gonna Trucker G is gonna run the 70-year-old flag today and pull that from the front of the convoy, and then the trucks are going to be in the back again today. They're going to let the cars lead the way, and then the RVs, and then the big trucks will be in the back, and they're going bobtail.
She would not be silenced. She must march toward her prophetic destiny. Never fearful or scared. America the beautiful, America the bold, revealed in a bill called rights, on a paper called independence. Stand against every institution that challenges her constitution. We who are alive must ever arise. We today must be like our forefathers of yesterday. Defend her, speak truth to her, and honor the God who brought her forth. For we are America. We are the beautiful. We are the bold. We are a nation who will engage and declare America, bless God. For we know that it is God we ask to bless America, to be always the beautiful and the bold. Yeah, baby. Praise God. May the Lord be with you all. I'm here. I'm not going nowhere. We got some great things coming. My booth is down here with some of my books. As you all know, my name is William Owens, americaspoet.com. A percentage of my profits are going to the children here. I'm already blessing them. Thank you all for being here. Keep me in your prayers. Remember, we are America, the beautiful and the bold. God bless you all. God's blessings to Brian and our leaders. Amen. Whoa! Praise God.
Looks like it goes black. All right. I was like, I can't see it. The sun. You sound just like him.
Hello, everybody. Whoa, this thing's up. Does anybody happen to have a megaphone that I could borrow just for the morning? Yeah. Anybody have a megaphone that I could borrow for the morning time? As anybody's coming out of the soundboard?
Well, I guess that ended that. I was trying to give y'all enough time to read that board. All right.
We're going to take a different route today. I'm excited about that. Excuse me. Hoo-wee. Thank you guys for joining us. If you're joining us, we're about to go on a ride. I don't know if I can keep this thing rolling. Should we just keep this thing? Oh no, I can't actually, because I got to hook up to Brian's whatchamacallit, his Wi-Fi in the car. Thank you guys for sticking around, having a conversation. I hope in there. No, thanks for joining us. Appreciate that, sir or ma'am. I don't know who you are. Thanks for showing up. Try to have a conversation. Thank you, Septic Brain. Jonathan, I was right next to that dang speaker, so it's just where I ended up. Alana, thank you. School counselors for thank you very much, parents. Thank you guys for showing up, giving a comment. Right now, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to the vehicle. I've got to get some things ready for the trip. I'm gonna maybe let Brian know what's going on. We're not probably leaving right at 10, at least not me and Brian, because we're sending the four-wheelers first. That's trucker talk for cars. And then the RVs. And then the big boys, like me and Brian. I mean the bitch boys. For some of you it matters. I don't know if you know William, the guy giving the poem. That's one of the first people I met in Weatherford, Texas, getting involved with the convoys. I don't see color. It seems to be really important to people, but in case you weren't paying attention, I think he's black. Some of you you're really concerned about whether or not people with different skin colors are here. It's your obsession, not mine. But if you just wanted to know, they are. I don't care. They don't care. They want everybody down there.
Oh my God, there was one black dude there that believes totally in what they do, so they allow him to be there. Awesome. That doesn't mean shit.
I don't understand it really. To me, it seems like the only people
they use these black people to show how open they are.
That's kind of what racists do, don't they? Don't they obsess about race?
But
let's see if
they're
Brian's
not.
up and ready to go.
Really that. Like if you had some George Floyd types that just walked in there and were trying to like kick it and had some arguments against what they were saying, they would get escorted out instantly. Hell, white people got escorted out of there. They have already, because they said stuff against what they were about, and they're like, "Well, you gotta go, buddy." And they locked the gate on them. You can't. You were trespassed. They trespassed them because it's private property.
I'll try to make
That's why it's an echo chamber.
If I can. That way you can just go into the event.
And that's why there's so few people there.
Otherwise, I will just go live on the main channel with the.
But these streamers, they have to keep up the facade that it's growing, that there's a lot of people, that it's diverse and not a white supremacist event, that it's not a Trump event. You know, they have to do that so that
go. I appreciate you guys joining us this morning.
They
really
stay
like
relevant.
The conversations. I will be back within the next 30
Otherwise, people will
minutes,
start seeing right through it for what it really
we're going
is.
to go for a ride in the big trucks and
no one will want to watch anymore.
That's what it's all about. If you haven't seen the convoy pull out, I'm going to make sure and try to be ready by the time they pull out. It's pretty impressive. So at least check in for that.
Some people want to watch, but
you won't regret
not in the same numbers. Because if you look at his chat, and any of these people's chats, they're full of people with the same thoughts on it.
Brian, hopefully.
There's very few people in their chats that are talking against it.
Asking me any questions. Appreciate that, guys. Septic.
It's crazy because most of America's against it, actually.
Thank you for the comments there. I will consider all of that. Definitely not my intention.
I think it goes to show that YouTube's not even recommending
there's a big
this.
discussion going on in there. I see it. I'm tempted to try to figure out what it is, but unfortunately I don't have time right now. But if you want to continue this discussion, come back, and appreciate you guys, Anna, the Just Us Files.
If YouTube is recommending these streams to people, like arbitrarily or to random people to try to get the word out, they would be getting all kinds of trolls that are seeing it on their recommends or like, what the heck is this? What the heck are these hillbillies doing? You know what I'm saying? And they would be flooding their chats with people talking just crap about rednecks and hillbillies and truckers, but they're not. They're not. I mean, they're not. They're all just like, amen, y'all are doing God's work, y'all are awesome, thank you for doing what you're doing. It's only being recommended to, I don't even think it's being recommended to people, dude. I think they're hearing it in these people's channels by word of mouth more than recommend. And then, or they're searching, you know, they're searching for Convoy and they see we're coming up. But the difference in that is when you're recommended, when you stream, is pushed a bunch. It gets shown in a different feature. It doesn't get shown in a search feature. It gets shown in a, I think, the browse feature. Like, you know, like when you go to your homepage and there would just be some random streamer with 100 subs you never heard of from before, and they're hitting your homepage. That's not happening to these people. Yo, what's up, Len? How you doing? Oh, I think that's it for the morning meeting, though. I'm not sure if I want to hang out with these, but for the loop, they're doing a slightly different loop, so they're driving closer to DC, but they're only going to do one lane, so that's not very exciting. Is it? Oh. Yeah, the meeting at 6 is going to be about the same thing. And these streamers have to stay amped about this. I can imagine it's starting to get kind of boring because they're not doing anything. They're just, I don't know. I can imagine, dude. Like if I was there right now and I was like, okay, really? That's what we're doing today? I wouldn't know what I wanted to do. I would know, I would like, man, guys, I don't know what I want to do today. I don't know if I want to kick it the lot. Oh, hey, there's Zot's girl. I don't know if I want to kick it to the lot or drive. I don't know, dude. This is getting really boring. I've already talked to all the truckers here, guys. Oh my gosh, I don't believe in their calls anymore. I think it's bullshit. And see, just saying that on streams, dude, I would be done. Boom. They would escort me off the premises. Maybe they'd have a sit down with me. Why don't you believe in it anymore? You help us out a lot out here with your streams, though. Well, I'd explain to them, well, the mandates pretty much are done, dude, and you guys aren't even being mandated. Canada's mandating you to have to get the shot to go to Canada, not America. What mandates y'all talking about? Are you even a teacher? Why do you care so much? They don't care. Why do you care? You're not a nurse. Why do you care? You're not a doctor. Why? You know what I'm saying? Like, what freedoms? You trucker freedoms? Is that what we're fighting for now? You guys are making pretty good money, aren't you? Like, they would not like me all of a sudden. They'd be like, what? You ain't who you thought you were. You gotta go. Unlock the gate for him, Billy Bob. Get out of here, boy. You're gonna end up like the other two. Shut up, Jimmy. You're not gonna get us in trouble. Get out of here, Antifa boy. I mean, do something like that. That'd be my exit. That's probably what happened to the other dude. Oh, you just didn't have a stream up. Oh, you don't think rednecks kill people? You think it's just gangsters? You'd be wrong, dude. I grew up in the South, man, and in certain cities along the Mississippi River, you don't talk shit to the locals, dude, because you might end up in the river. Like, there's some families that were known for, you know, you just don't mess with that family. Old country ass hillbilly white family might, so you might end up missing if you go to their house type shit. Like, rumors or whatever type, like, those towns exist, man. There's some crazy ass rednecks out there. You best believe it. Yeah. So now what? I don't know if I want to kick it with these people like this. We did the morning meeting. I think my job here is done. My job here done. It's still dark outside here. Wow, man, that's crazy, dude. Literally, the sun hasn't come up yet. I support truckers. I don't support the strategy. What do you support in what the truckers are doing? Though, what freedoms have we lost at the moment? Who has lost their freedoms? I realize the Emergencies Act is in place, and that gives the government the ability to do things more hastily than they would have the ability to normally, and that's alarming. That's kind of, it's something that maybe we should reel back on, but I think that they're starting to, with taking the mandates away at the state level, the local level. The school mandates are starting to drop. I'm pretty sure the federal mandate would be next. Now that they see that the states are dropping everything. But when it comes to dropping the mandate for military, they can't do that. They really can't do that right now because other countries have the mandate, and military needs to have the ability to go to other countries and, like, on a whim. For instance, Canada. Like, for us to be a good ally to Canada, our military has to be abiding by their vaccine laws. I think it works like that for all countries we're allied with. We might have to get their vaccines. So that if all of a sudden they're at war, we can be there and we're abiding by their country's laws. Has to have something to do with that, though. That's not something that these truckers are going to be able to get rid of. Or am I just stupid? Because I lost 2 more viewers. I'm supposed to gain viewers when talking about stuff, not lose them. I lose them, I feel stupid. Did I say some dumb shit just now? Dude, I swear you do this on purpose, Simon. There, go. He definitely does that on purpose so that I have to get up and look at him. He opens that door. We're below 10. I'm out of here, guys. Y'all have a good one. I'm done with all that legendary stuff. Forget about it. Hey, join the Discord if you want. If you don't, don't. There's a link for it. Take it easy, guys. Every day. It's only 6:50 in the morning here. You have the whole day ahead of you. Take advantage of it. Take it easy, guys. Love you. Bye.